throughout all of Dragon Ball, we've had a variety of different arcs. Arcs that were absolutely legendary and gave us the biggest goosebumps we've ever had, and arcs that were absolutely... So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a tier list of ranking every single Dragon Ball arc there ever was, and we're going to be deciding which Dragon Ball arcs are the worst and which Dragon Ball arcs are the best. If you guys love Dragon Ball, make sure you guys do leave a like down below, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to be updated with anything Dragon Ball related, and let's get straight into this video. All right, bro, here it is. Here is the tier list, okay? I'm pretty sure this is every single arc in Dragon Ball, and oh my gosh, dude, I'm so hyped for this. I've never done this before. I've never in my life, I don't think, have ever gone through all of the arcs in Dragon Ball and decided how I really felt about it, because I don't know, dude, this is just gonna be so exciting. I'm so hyped for this, dude. Let's go ahead and get into it. So with the first arc here, this is a little bit weird. It shows Cell here, and then over here it shows Team Gohan. I'm not too sure what that would be. That's a little bit weird. Oh, okay, I think they're referring this to be the Android Saga. Yeah, okay, I think they're referring for this to be the Android Saga and this to be the Cell Saga, because like sometimes people like make a distinction between the two. So okay, I see what they're saying. So this would be the Android Saga, I'm assuming. I could be wrong. So we have S, 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 A, B, C, D, and E. Now the Android Saga in itself I thought was really interesting. I kind of hate making a distinction between the Android Saga and the Cell Saga, because Cell Saga, Cell was also an android, you know what I mean? So that's a little bit weird for me. I don't really understand why they do that, but I will put the Android Saga in the S tier. Reason being is that in the Android Saga, we do see future Trunks, and we saw time travel for the first time, which is something that during that time when it was released is something that you don't really see all that much. We also got to see another Super Saiyan, not to mention we also got to see Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, turned Super Saiyan as well. We have that iconic scene of Vegeta getting his arm broken by Android 18. It's during that time where we learn a lot about Trunks' past and future Gohan and everything else that has to do with that part of the saga. And I also really did enjoy the build up to that saga as well. Like, that saga was a really cool saga. The build up for it was very exciting, and we didn't really know what the androids were, and to know how much of a difference there was with the current timeline and the future timeline was really interesting. I just think there's a lot of plot that was given in this part of the story, which is why I would put it in S tier. Next, we have the Grandpa Gohan in Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball. Now, I will say this, there are some absolute dirt arcs in Dragon Ball, and we will get to those in a minute, but I think early Dragon Ball, the arcs weren't as bad as people may think, and a lot of people skip Dragon Ball and they just went to Dragon Ball Z, which is really disappointing. I wish they would not do that. But this Grandpa Gohan arc, I'll put it in the B category. Not too much to say about that. It was really cool to see Goku's grandfather again. Like, that's something that you don't really like. We got to see the person who raised Goku, and Goku was able, like, after Dragon Ball, he was able to realize how his grandfather actually died. And to see Goku and Chi-Chi have that moment with his grandfather, you know, it's like there's a lot of heartwarming scenes in Dragon Ball that we don't necessarily see in Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z is more about the fighting and screaming and stuff like that. So I'll put these Grandpa Gohan arc in the B category. Next is the Majin Buu Arc. Oh my gosh, this arc here. Where am I going to put this one? Now, the Majin Buu Arc, I will put the Majin Buu Arc in the A category. I didn't like it as much as the Android or the, I'll get to the Cell Saga, but I didn't like the Majin Buu Saga as much as the Android Saga. The arc was expanding for a very long time, but there are a lot of cool and amazing things to take from that arc. We have the time where fusion was first introduced with Gotenks and Vegeta, which is amazing. I absolutely loved Vegeta during the time when he was introduced. Vegeta's atonement, or Vegeta's sacrifice, when he finally, that scene, oh my gosh, I cry every time I see that scene, bro. That's that scene where Vegeta sacrifices his life and he finally lets go of his pride and everything else. And Majin Vegeta, dude, come on, dude. Majin Vegeta is amazing, bro. Literally my favorite version of Vegeta. Super Saiyan 3 was also really dope. Ultimate Gohan having that scene with Super Buu was also really amazing. The Buu arc was really awesome, bro. Like, literally, it was amazing. That arc specifically, the reason why I wouldn't put it any higher is just because of how long it expanded for a very, it was a very long arc. arc, and it comes to a various amount of points where it's just like, this is all over the place, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just constant back and forth, and it's just like, it's going all like, oh my gosh, dude, like the goal of the arc was to have the younger generation defend for themselves, but then Goku regardless comes back no matter what. So I don't know, dude, it's very weird to say, to be honest. But regardless of the fact, I think this arc really bounces all over the place sometimes, and because it bounces so much all over the place, like I think it's really hard to say, because 1 minute Majin Buu is good because of Mr. Satan, and then afterwards it's actually not so good anymore because this guy splits into good and evil and stuff like that. Like the plot of the story really, like it makes you think that the role has of hero has fell down from father to son once again. We're leaving it onto the younger generation, but it's like each person that tries against Majin Buu, it just never worked in the end, and it was just up to Goku again, which is, I don't know, it was a little bit weird. There is also this video that I watched a long time ago where they were pointing out the flaws of the Majin Buu arc, and it really hit my heart. I was like, man, they're kind of right. I'll try to leave a link to that video down in the comment section below so you guys can watch it. But yeah, as far as I know, I put it in the A category. It's still a really good arc. Now, the Battle of Gods arc, Kami to Kami. This arc, oh, I was gonna put it in double S. I'll put it in S. I'll put it in S. Now, this arc right here should have been the end of Dragon Ball, bro. The movie specifically, it makes me so emotional, bro. That movie makes me so emotional, bro. Like with the flow hero music and Goku fighting Beerus, and then Beerus having that, like Goku having that scene where he's finally showing like Saiyan pride, and Goku's basically saying, no, that's not pride, but then Beerus is like, bro, like you have this transformation that like you're upset that you can't achieve on your own. Like that's pride, bro. Like that, oh my gosh, dude, that movie. And then you see the Pilaf gang come back in that movie, and then all of the Z fighters have their moments, and then Vegeta finally surpasses Goku Super Saiyan 3, and oh my gosh, dude, like that movie, as a fan, that movie should have been the end of Dragon Ball. As a fan, obviously not as a businessman or a YouTuber, because I love Dragon Ball and I like making money off of Dragon Ball, but the thing that sounds so dumb but as a fan, dude, as a fan, Battle of Gods, I wouldn't be upset if the Battle of Gods was the end of Dragon Ball. And then the way the movie ends with like showing all of Toriyama's work, and oh my god, that movie was an absolute masterpiece. If we're talking movie-wise, that movie is a god-tier movie. But if we're just talking like with the actual arc in itself, because they also retell it in Dragon Ball Super, I'll put it in S tier. Yes, now it's the Cell Saga, double S. For sure. Teen Gohan, I'm in love. Dude, there is nothing that hit me more as a kid than Teen Gohan going Super Saiyan 2. I think in all of Dragon Ball, I think that is my favorite transformation scene in all of Dragon Ball. When Gohan turns Super Saiyan 2 against Cell. Because we have always throughout all of Dragon Ball, specifically in Dragon Ball Z, we see glimpses of Gohan's power, and we never get to see it finally awaken until he finally fights Cell. And I think there was so much plot behind Cell's character that the plot made him seem like he was like literally almost invincible. Like Cell had genes of Frieza, his father, Goku, Gohan, Trunks, everybody. He had genes of everybody. This man was built to be somebody that was unstoppable. Literally. And to see how the role of savior fell down from father to son, literally, where Gohan was the main character of that storyline, and he transformed into being a Super Saiyan 2 and surpassed his father, bro. This arc was a masterpiece. And then you see a lot of the father and son like relationship build. Like it's just a beautiful arc. Like it has so many touching moments to me, and it has so many hype moments. Not just touching moments, but hype moments. And I really love that arc. That is my favorite arc in all of Dragon Ball, is the Cell Saga. Next, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is the Frieza Saga. Frieza Saga is definitely double S as well. Come on now. Come on now. Now, I don't love it more than the Cell Saga. I do not, okay? I do not love this more than the Cell Saga. However, I still really love this arc. This is actually my uncle's favorite arc. It's really funny. But this arc is the first introduction we get to Super Saiyan, and that is the most iconic scene. It's not my favorite scene, but it is definitely the most iconic scene and the most iconic transformation in all of Dragon Ball. You don't even have to watch anime to know what it means to go Super Saiyan. You see people yelling and screaming and saying that's going Super Saiyan all the time, you know? So this scene, and then the way the arc plays out with Frieza, like, oh my gosh, dude. Seeing Goku train in outer space was the epitome of letting every man know that they need to go to the gym and get into some freaking shape. And then we find out a lot about Goku's past and what happens with his father and in Planet Vegeta. And then we find out more about Vegeta. We hear more about Vegeta's background. We have amazing moments shared between all of the Z fighters. It's just a beautiful arc all put together. It really doesn't get any better than this arc when it comes to, even with the Spirit Bomb, and oh my gosh. And the way the manga adapts this arc is way better than the anime, by the way. So if you guys haven't seen that, you guys really should read the manga for Dragon Ball Z when it comes to, you know, the Frieza and Cell arc. When it comes to like the entire Frieza saga. Next is the Goku Black Arc. Now, oh man, I would put the Goku Black Arc in the A category. The A category. I'm not gonna lie, the Goku Black Arc by far is, not including manga, in Dragon Ball Super anime, it's my favorite arc by far. It definitely is. I loved Super Saiyan Rose. I loved Goku Black as a villain. I loved the Zero Mortal plan that he was trying to do with Zamasu, even though they're the same person. I don't know why I said it like that. And then seeing the return of Future Trunks again, and not gonna lie, next to Ultra Instinct, seeing that scene where Trunks goes Super Saiyan Rage is by far my second favorite scene in all of my second favorite transformation scene in all of Dragon Ball Super. The first one would be Ultra Instinct Omen, but the second one would definitely be the scene where Future Trunks turns that Super Saiyan Rage form, and the hype after that, oh my gosh, it was just so amazing, bro. It really was. And then we see the scene where Vegito actually comes back and he turns Vegito blue, and then we see the final Kamehameha for the first time. And I'm not gonna lie, this is like one of the only arcs in Dragon Ball Super that has the in the Dragon Ball Super anime that has the most plot built into it when it comes to the villain and the storyline and stuff like that. And as it should, considering the fact that they're really bringing back Future Trunks and stuff like that. And this arc really got you in the feels, dude. Like, even seeing Future Bulma die in the arc, you know, like, and then you see the scene where with Future Trunks and Gohan, and he has that memory of Future Gohan again. Like, this arc is really good. I wouldn't say I like it more than the Majin Buu arc, but I do love the Goku Black Arc. I do really love this arc. And when it comes to the Dragon Ball Super anime, I would say that this is my favorite arc in the Dragon Ball Super anime. Next is the King Piccolo arc. This is the one in Dragon Ball. Wait, what is this one next to it? Is this... That's a little bit weird. Is that the Saiyan Saga? No. Okay. I'm so stupid. Okay. Now, this arc right here with... this is the Demon King Piccolo. This is when Goku first sees Demon King Piccolo and they fight for the first time. And then Demon King Piccolo spits out an egg. And then, obviously, the newer Piccolo comes back for the next Budokai Tenkaichi 4. I said Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Dude, I'm so used to saying Budokai Tenkaichi 4. They come back for the next Budokai Tenkaichi tournament. And for the Budokai Tenkaichi tournament, we see Goku, that final fight with Goku and Piccolo. And then obviously Goku gives him the Senzu Bean. I'm gonna rank both of them in the same time as I'm saying this, because they're both consisted around Piccolo. So for this arc, I actually did enjoy this arc more than I did of the second one here. And that's because this arc right here was the way this arc ended, with Kid Goku having like that great ape fist through Piccolo. My goodness, that is my favorite scene in all of Dragon Ball by far. Like, there's not even a question, dude. It's just it's a beautiful, amazing scene. Like, actually, like, I don't know, dude. It just doesn't get any better than that. So for this one, I would put it in A category. I would say I kind of like it more than the Goku Black arc, but this arc right here was really cool. And this is also the arc where we see Goku and Chi-Chi, or we see Goku propose to Chi-Chi, and that by far, dude, literally, that by far is one of my most favorite scenes in all of anime. Not just Dragon Ball, but all of anime. We see a lot of amazing fights in that Budokai Tenkaichi tournament, and then we see how literally Piccolo and Goku just destroy the entire freaking stadium. It's a very, like, I think that's a very underrated fight in Dragon Ball. Not many people know about that fight because a lot of people skip Dragon Ball, like I said earlier, but it's an amazing fight, bro. And then the way Nakatsuru animates, oh god, dude, it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. But yeah, that's where I would rate that arc. This is the Pilaf arc. Now, this arc it's OG. This is the original arc. This is what got us all into Dragon Ball. This was the first arc in Dragon Ball. I would put it in the B category, just because although it's nostalgic and although it's a very oh God, I can't talk. Although it's nostalgic and it's a very cool adventure and it has a lot of humor and stuff like that, right? It's a storyline where it's the beginning storyline that just explains what the world of Dragon Ball will be. And although this storyline isn't, I would say, a bad storyline, right? I just don't think it has gotten me more hyped or more invested into the series compared to a lot of these other arcs. I just think it's a very nostalgic series because this is what you first see when you get into Dragon Ball, you know? So that's where I would put that. And obviously it's really cool to see like how it was like a Scooby-Doo episode, like it was like a Scooby-Doo arc, dude. It was awesome, dude. It was awesome. Red Ribbon Army arc. Now this arc, I really love it because of Android 8. I think it's really, really cool. I'll put it in the B category as well, right under this arc, but I'll put it in the B category. This arc was really, really cool. And I think it's at this arc where we see Goku's attitude about killing people slowly start to shift, because Goku's character stopped really killing people towards the end of this arc. Now, obviously there's moments where he does it with like later in the arc, but it's during this arc where Goku really starts to change. And I think that's really meaningful in the series, considering the fact that, you know, Goku's never really known now for killing people. He's really known for letting his opponents slide and wanting them to get stronger, you know what I mean? And I think Android 8's character, like appealing that into Goku, was really, really cool. And it really shaped Goku to who he is today. And not just that, the Red Ribbon Army arc was the arc that did bring to me my favorite saga in all of Dragon Ball, being the Cell Saga. So the Red Ribbon Army arc was definitely not my favorite, but it did put it into a formation to bring to me my favorite arc. So you can't have my favorite arc without the Red Ribbon Army arc. So I love the Red Ribbon Army arc. Golden Frieza arc. Oh, D, freaking E, dude, or D. Man, yeah, I'll put D. Because I'm trying to think if there's even anything I remotely liked about this arc. Yeah, I'll put it in the D category, because we did get to see Super Saiyan Blue and it was cool. And the hype to know that we were getting another Dragon Ball movie, I guess, was pretty cool as well. But the introduction for Frieza was bad. All of the Z fighters being out of shape was awful. There was seemingly no buildup that we've seen for Super Saiyan Blue. It just happened. We didn't get to see Vegeta get his get back on Frieza. Goku comes in and takes the kill. I don't know, dude. Like, my favorite scene in this movie, or even in this arc, was when Beerus was eating pizza, and like, that's saying something, bro. Or no, not even the 1-inch punch. Okay, I'll put it in B because in D because of the 1-inch punch. The 1-inch punch got me hyped. Okay, we'll do that. I'll put it in D category because of the 1-inch punch. But if not, this is the arc. The storyline is E, but the fight scenes and stuff like that, I'll put it in D. But the storyline is absolutely utter garbage. I don't like this arc at all. I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I just don't. Next, I think this is supposed to just be the Great Saiyaman Saga, or like the beginning saga that they have with, like, okay, I'll just put this in E, or no, I'll put it in D, I guess. Yeah, I'll put it in D, I guess. It was cool to see Gohan as an adult, and we had a good introduction to Videl. It was cool to see Gohan trying to live a normal life. Like, I love baseball. Baseball is like my favorite sport next to boxing, and to see Gohan play baseball, it was like one of my favorite episodes in Dragon Ball. One of my favorite filler episodes. Is it filler? No. It was definitely one of my most favorite episodes in Dragon Ball. So I don't know, it was really cool to see. I really enjoyed that. The only thing cringy about it was obviously the Great Saiyaman stuff, but I don't know, dude. Like I said, it's not even a very long. This is like 6 to 12 episodes before we get announced that Goku's coming back, you know? So I don't know, it doesn't really like cut that deep for me. But yeah, it's a cool arc. It's bad, but yeah, it's not a good arc, but you know, it's also not very long for me to give like a very invested opinion on it. So I'll just put it in D category. Not just that, but I don't think this should be considered to be its own distinct arc. I don't know why it's putting it like that, but whatever. Now I'm assuming this is the Saiyan Saga. I'll put the Saiyan Saga in S category. The Saiyan Saga was really good because this is where we first see Vegeta. This is the introduction to Vegeta, which is arguably my top 3 favorite characters in all of Dragon Ball. And then we also have the most memorable fight of Goku versus Vegeta, because that's where they fight for the first time. We had the Kaioken technique. We had Goku training with King Kai, and we did find out a lot about Goku's past. And the Saiyan Saga really hits differently when you watch Dragon Ball, because it's at that point when we find out a lot more about Goku's past and what he's done and where he's from and how he ended up on Earth and why he's so naturally gifted in combat and all of that other stuff, which is why the Saiyan Saga, this is why I really really encourage people to watch Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball Z, because the Saiyan Saga in itself hits different when you do know what happens in Dragon Ball. But yeah, the Saiyan Saga is very underrated, I would say. I don't think a lot of people give it credit. The way people look at Dragon Ball Z is Frieza Saga, Cell Saga, and Majin Buu Saga. I genuinely really do think that the Saiyan Saga is the Saiyan Saga, in my opinion, is better than the Majin Buu Saga, to be honest. That's just my opinion, but yeah. And we cannot forget, dude, we cannot forget the hype scene with the Kaioken ×4 Kamehameha on the Gallic gun. We can't forget that, dude. That is literally the... Oh my gosh, come on. Come on now. And then the Great Ape scene, and then the Spirit Bomb. Oh my god, just hype. Just hype, bro. Absolutely hype. Now, why does it show Majin Buu here? I thought... Okay, I think they're separating this into separate categories. Okay, dude, I'm not doing this. Okay, I'm really not doing this. I'm going to put this all in A category, because I don't think these should be separate arcs. I don't know why they're putting them as separate arcs, because that's what it seems like. They're putting the Babidi and the Bora thing is separate, and then the Great Saiyaman thing separate, and then the Majin Buu or the Super Buu or whatever is separate as well. That's not how it should work. I don't know why they're doing it that way. This is all the same thing. So I'm putting this entire arc in the A category. That just makes no sense. Okay, now this is the second Budokai Tenkaichi tournament that we see in the series. The first one being this one that we see here. The third one that we see is the one with King Piccolo. And then the second one being is this one. Now, this one wasn't very long. I'll put it in the... the thing is with this arc is I'll put it in C. But the animation for this arc, when we are first seen to tint... But this is the thing, is that I would consider this arc close to this. I'll just put it in C category. I think it's a good arc. I enjoyed seeing Tien for the first time in this arc, and we got to see a whole new separate character that was really, really interesting. But not just that, Nakatsuru's animation in that arc was also, it's literally honestly some of the best animation in all of Dragon Ball, especially when you watch it in HD. It's a really, really good arc. And all of these tournament arcs was it really hit different, because it made you wonder when was Goku gonna win, and it had its moments, but it was really like always back and forth. Like, I love early Dragon Ball tournament arcs. Like, it really hits different in my heart, dude. I don't know why, it just really does. But I'll go ahead and edit this arc now that we're just on the topic. So I'll put this arc, I'll put it A category. I'll put it A category, because since this was the first Budokai Tenkaichi tournament, the thing with this arc is that they were treating it like it was a real sport. Like, the way they were animating it as a whole and everything, it's like they were treating this arc as if it was like an actual sport. Like, the way they were showing like the leaderboards and like even the previews, like this is when Toriyama really started to turn things up, like literally. And then that scene where Master Roshi destroys the moon, and then Goku doing the Kamehameha. We see a lot of amazing fights, and we see how much of a bigger scale Goku and Krillin are compared to the other fighters. And then we see Nam, right, the backstory behind Nam and Yamcha and Master Roshi and his reasonings for being in the or Jackie Chun, I guess you can say, right? His reasonings for being in the Budokai Tenkaichi tournament. I don't know, dude. It was a really, really good arc. I think this arc is also very underrated. I would put it on par with like the Piccolo arc, which is why it hits my soul different a little bit. But yeah, Toriyama, this is like Toriyama's first time really turning things up in Dragon Ball, which is why it's just really cool to watch back and see. But yeah, we just have two more. We have Hit and Jiren. So Hit, I'll start with this is the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 arc. I'll put that in C category. Main reason being that there wasn't really anything good in that arc other than the fact that Goku had that moment where, like, the only good thing about that arc is Hit, and then Goku using the Kaioken with Super Saiyan Blue. That is the only good thing about that arc. Everything else is garbage. So I'll put that in C. And the reason I put that a little bit above this arc, because although this arc only has like a few good scenes, like a good few moments, this arc right here has a good fight, which is why I would put it higher. This arc doesn't have good fights. It has good moments in the fight, which is why I would put this lower. But yeah, the Universal Survival arc, I will put this arc in the A category, in the far A category though, above Goku Black. Yeah, it'll be like this. It'll be like in this order. The reason I put this arc here is main reason being that I love the concept of it. It's just like, you know, we're talking about the strongest, like these are people's universes, like universes on the line, right? So we're talking about the strongest fighters in all of the universes, and like we see like Power Rangers dancing like in front of Vegeta and in front of Frieza, right? Like, dude, like this is such a joke, dude. Like we're supposed to see the strongest fighters in all of the universes, and to be honest, the only fighters that really posed a massive threat was Universe 11 and Universe 6, right? Like every other fighter, right? It just seemed like the only reason why it seemed like they were a problem was because Goku and Vegeta had to pace their energy throughout the fight. And not just that, but Jiren and also other fighters were also making it hard for Goku to, you know, go back and like mainly hard for Goku and Vegeta to go back and forth with a lot of these fights. So I don't know, like this arc, it was getting really good towards the end. The beginning, it had its moments, but the main thing that I love about this arc is Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct, where Goku is able, the mastery of self-movement, where Goku is able to subconsciously move and dodge attacks on its own, and the concept behind Ultra Instinct, and just the way it was introduced. Like, dude, we broke the internet that day when Ultra Instinct was introduced. When Dragon Ball Super returns again, we're gonna break the internet again. It's gonna be amazing. I honestly just can't wait for it. But I think this arc is really good. I don't think it's bad. It just has its moments where it's just like you expect more from it, and that's the main reason being like I wouldn't put it any higher than the A category, but it wasn't a bad arc. But yeah, that's my tier list. I'll leave a link to this tier list down in the description below so you guys can make your own tier list. You guys can tweet me your tier list. I'd love to see your guys' tier list and see what you guys think about all of the Dragon Ball arcs. Let me know down in the comment section below what is your favorite Dragon Ball arc. That would be really cool for me to hear as well. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe.
Hey, it's me, Goku! If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to hit a like and subscribe button so you can be updated for all the new content PBL Gaming makes. See ya!